Look at this, guys. What are you doing, Willow? Huh? What are you doing? Heidi! Heidi! Where's your ball? Huh? Where's your ball? Oh, you found it. Oh, that's quick. You found it quick today. Ready? Yeah, we could do this all day, Heidi, but we're not going to. We're not going to. All right, I'm off. Haru! Nikita. What you doing, huh? You little tail wagger. You tail waggers. Morning. Good morning. We're maintenance on the trikes. All right, we'll go left today. And good morning, guys. Jack here. Forgot to say good morning yesterday. That's how my brain's doing, I guess. That Alzheimer's. Well, I figured that one out from yesterday, guys. Brett and Jessica. Watched a couple more videos, and apparently they moved here. Another more social media stars in the Philippines. Just what we need. More social media stars. Look to be in their late 20s or maybe 30. I don't know. But they're no jobs, no apparent income other than social media. And they're doing all the touristy stuff too, guys. Like I said, I talked about the haircut, the $1 haircut yesterday. Then they did the $3 breakfast. They titled it $3 on the thumbnail. But ended up costing them $8. Like, yeah, I'm gonna trust these guys. And then what do? They go to Landers today, or yesterday, or whenever they went. Go to Landers. The Costco of the Philippines. I thought it was SNR. Was it Costco of the Philippines? Because they sell Kirkland brand items there. I don't think they sell Kirkland brand items in Landers. But hey, it is a membership store. They just need to figure out the membership cost, because they're saying it's 700 pesos a month. I think that's for the year there, buddy. Get your facts right. They don't seem to be able to get any of their facts right, from their thumbnails to their content. Get the music playing. No dogs yet. No dogs barking at me. But a lot of people working in the fields again today. Which is a good sign. Always a good sign. Said all about the views, guys. All about the views. Not the clicks. But yeah, they're in landers, guys. The first landers that they go to. And they're going up and down the aisles. And the security guard comes up and tells them that they can't film. They can't record in the store. So they get all butthurt about it. And they're keep asking the security guard, well, who do we talk to? Who do we talk to? Who do we talk to? And then they thought they couldn't film on their camera, but they could on their phone. And then they get stopped for that too. So they go up and talk to the general manager or some kind of manager. And they say she was rude about it. Because they need permission to film in landers. But they didn't have permission. And then they're saying the lady was so rude and told them that they couldn't film because they were already filming when they were told to stop. So they wouldn't let them, but they were rude. And then they go to another landers so they could finish their video. And that's just a type of entitlement over here, guys, with these young'uns, the young social media age. They don't realize that, hey, it's a private freaking business, a private business. If they don't want you to film in there, you can't film in there. All the ducks out in the field getting their last bit of enjoyment before the rice is planted. When the rice is planted, they put them all away. All the ducks go into their pens until after harvest. Good morning.
Good morning.
Get ready to head out there and plow. It's more just a fun walk today, guys. I'm sick of being the evil troll. Like I said, they get all butthurt and they're talking about it. They get in a grab and then they talk about it for 10 minutes. They talk about it for 10 minutes. Oh, going on. Oh, I don't know why we can't film. Oh, I don't know why we can't film. We were very respectful. We weren't trying to film nobody except ourselves. Yeah. Once again, guys, private business. Private business. They don't want you to film there. You can't film there. Why can't you get that through your head? And then they're talking, well, should we tell the next landers? Should we ask permission? But they get in landers and apparently they don't ask permission. They just record. Because they knew they were probably going to be told no, or possibly be told, just a possibility of being told no. So I guess it's the old do it and ask for forgiveness later, right? But yeah, let's see how long this couple lasts in the Philippines, guys. Like I said, unless they're trust fund babies from Arizona. Then the other thing, they're sitting there saying in the first 10 minutes how they're on a regulated diet. A diet. They got a meal plan. I don't know what a meal plan is. Sorry. That where you have those weekly meals delivered to your front door, like a bunch of spoiled people who can't can't cook on their own. Because they seem to be entitled youngsters, like most of them nowadays, right? Most of these social media superstars who've never had to work for a living and probably never will. Like many others over here whose only income comes from social media. Well, good luck with that, is all I say. Let me shut this off until I get past the school. All right, guys, thoughts and prayers to those affected by the earthquake down there. Last body count I saw was 37. So, and also, guys, a shout out to Smooth Lee for his scathing expose of my channel. And it's all true about this Mindanao social media superstar, guys. Everything he said is true, with the exception, I do have to point out, with the exception of the house in South Carolina, because that is my sister's house where I stayed at the last 2 years when I went back for medical reasons. That is not our house. Our houses are all here. And while I'm doing that, shout out to my sister who's taken us in the last couple of years. It's nice to still have family back in the US who will put us up, unlike some of these other people have cut all ties with their family back in the US. I won't go into names there, Heidi. And I did get the question again, why do I name my dog Heidi? It wasn't after a certain Philippine YouTuber, that's for sure. I named my dog Heidi probably before I even started watching Antics channel. But it was named Heidi after the German slot machine with Heidi. I can't even remember the slot machine name now. And since we've been to Germany and I am of German heritage, that's why. Had nothing to do with, or maybe it secretly did, I don't know. Maybe I was trolling the other channel. You never know for sure, do you guys? You never know who's telling the truth here. But all the rest was true that Smooth Lee had to say. He knows I love picking on the other services. And it's hard to be humble when your service was the best. But we like the Navy. We like the corpsmen. Always have. We always liked the deck berthing guys too on the ships, because their berthing areas were close to the Mardets on the ships. And they would always, we have a flam locker located in our Mardet where they would have to, the sailors gone down to get their paints and everything would have to come through the Mardet and request permission to enter the berthing area so they could get to their flam locker. And we had a big elevator shaft. We had the Eagle Globe and Anchor painted there. And then, you know, the people from deck berthing, the people on the working parties from the submarines would come to the berthing area and have the hatch there, and it says, "Do not enter. Deadly force is authorized." And the deck berthing guys, morning. Deck berthing guys would be like, "Yeah, oh, don't worry about that sign. Just go ahead and enter. Just go ahead and enter." They would open that door. We'd get a working party of 10. We'd line them up against the wall lockers, the elevator shaft. Treat them like correction officers, right? Search them, make reports, scare the crap out of them sometimes. But we literally, I'm using that young term now, literally. How sick are you of hearing that word? But we would get away with murder on that ship. And we were doing missile transfers from the ship to the sub, and let somebody go past the line on that. We would put chiefs and officers down in the puddles on the deck, on the open decks, in their khakis. That's how seriously we took security back then. Then we'd always go up to the Red Bank Club. We had a staff sergeant who was the senior enlisted detachment gunny. Vietnam vet, a little touched, definitely a little touched. Probably why he never got promoted to gunnery sergeant. We had this one guy, little weightlifter type guy that's about 5'5", huge weightlifting guy. And we would shave his head and paint the Eagle Globe and Anchor on top of his bald head. And then the staff sergeant, we'd be at the Red Bank Club and said, "Butler, I'm bored. Go start a fight." They go out on the dance floor and just pile drive somebody on the dance floor. And we always knew the response time for the police there, and they were rent-a-cops. So we'd be back on the, because the gate was right next to it, right next to the club. Luckily we didn't get arrested. My next duty station after that was up at New London, Connecticut, the Marine Security Force Company there. And you couldn't touch a sailor up there. You did that, you got in trouble. They didn't play no games like they did down in Charleston. Well, let me get past the doggies. All right, we got some planting over here going on today. This time it's a little closer to the road. You can see they got the stacks of the starter rice piled out there, and they go in the field and they start putting it in. Sit here and watch this evolution for a minute. Yeah, this is the best time of the year, guys. And you see all the work being done. Another funny story. When I was the guard chief on the USS Independence, the Mardet there, we had every Friendship Day, Open Base Day, we would build a bunker on the flight deck with some sandbags, and then we take our weapons up there, you know, and We'd have our machine guns, our saws, shotguns, and everything else. M14s, M16s. And then we would dress the kids up in a flak jacket, helmet, hand them a gun, take a Polaroid picture for $5 a piece. Made a killing off of that stuff for our ball fund. until the one year where the communist newspaper got a hold of one of the pictures and posted it in the newspaper, and then it became an international event. And then that all stopped. We could have our weapons display, but we just couldn't arm the children. Well, they got a big kick out of it. But at the same time, you know, these families will come on, they'd load up on the pizza and cases of Budweiser canned beer. And then be walking out the front gate with the stuff because it was, you know, so cheap at the time for the Japanese. Different world, different times. But our CO and me got called onto the carpet of the ship CO. Why are you doing that? I'm like, you were fully aware. We even got you in the picture sometimes, dude. Who are you trying to kid? Him and the XO, and the ship's master chief. So then it was all dropped right there. Yeah, I thought I'd get relieved for sure. But since they were well aware of it, not much they could do. But we did have to answer some questions about it. Hey, as long as we got to sell our hats and t-shirts and didn't have to pay anything for the Marine Corps ball, all was good. We made a killing on those friendship days, $10,000 to $15,000. Just in hats, t-shirts, and Polaroid. You know how many Polaroid pictures you got to take to get $10,000? Quite a few, my friends, quite a few. Uh-oh, I'm gonna turn it off until I get past the dogs. Yo, Smoothly, making me reminisce about the old days. Like I said, my first permanent duty station now. I graduated from C school, and the Marines did have a C school out in San Diego where you would learn security and Navy, all that Navy information. You learn all that valuable Navy information, how to put out fires on the ship and all that good stuff. How to be part of damage control parties, which we never were, but in some ships they were. And a hell of a lot of weapons training. And we would come out of there $400 or $500, which was a big amount, huge amount at the time, because you had to come out with these expenses. You know, you had to buy the Creighton shirts because the ones they issued in boot camp were crap. Had to buy the Creighton shirts that were about $30, $40 a piece at that time, back in 82. Then you'd have to have your blues tailored and put the anodized buttons on them and all that good stuff, which added all up. And then pay for dry cleaning because you had a uniform inspection every other day. That was a dry cleaning bill and a tailor bill of $500 when you graduated. And the first thing we did, of course, they tell you first day of C school class, do not go to Tijuana. So what's the first place we went that Friday evening when we got secure for liberty? Tijuana, of course. And back in the day, Tijuana was fun, not like it is now, or what I can imagine it is now. Haven't been back there since almost retired from Miramar, and went down there a couple times. But it's funny. I still remember we went to the KFC. We thought that was a safe restaurant to eat in Tijuana, until they dropped like 3 pieces of chicken on the floor from our order, picked it right off the floor and put it in the box and said, here you go. Like, dude, seriously? I don't think we're gonna eat that. Don't think we're gonna eat that. But I don't remember, because we probably did eat it. We're so starving. I didn't even know what a taco was or a tortilla was at that time. Coming originally from the East Coast, we didn't have many tacos growing up. There wasn't a Taco Bell on every corner. Wasn't a Taco Bell on any corner. And then I had to walk out on antics today, guys. This morning, I was like, nope, gotta get on the road. Can't watch that nonsense. I'll watch the repeat, because I can't write any comments anyway. But man, they're dressed up in their uniforms again, guys. Their silly wigs, fake mustaches. Why? That's all I got to say. You act like 10-year-old children. Like it's funny to people. Oh, great wig. Oh, look like Filipino Joe Dirt. Oh, yeah. Nonsense. And then they talk about the same crap all the time. But this one didn't start out as a troll bashing, but I'm sure it turned into one. It's probably into one now, because they're probably still alive. And Heidi laughing and joking there. For someone on their deathbed, that oxygen must be filled with steroids or something. Oh, I gotta go back to this one. Jessica and Brett guys. Then what do they leave Landers with? About like 4 cases of Monster drinks. That's what these people. Why do you need energy drinks? I don't understand that mentality either, guys. That just shows my age, right? I don't think I've had a Red Bull but one time, let alone a Monster. I don't see why somebody wants to poison their body with Monster drinks. And then, like I said, then they're talking about this food diet they're on, this meal program. And then what do they do at the end of Landers? Pizza, hot dog, and not just a plain hot dog, guys. Jalapenos, chili, and all this other crap on there. Calorie calorie count must have been 1,500 on that hot dog alone. Then, like I said, the pizza, a hamburger, a chicken barbecue sandwich. But they're on a meal plan, guys. Is that the meal plan? Very interesting meal plan if it is. And once again, guys, got to thank you to all those YouTubers out there who get me through my walks. Get me through my walks. Keep me talking. Like I said, I'm almost home now. Didn't even think twice about it. Otherwise, I would be struggling. But I will say one more thing for my buddy Smooth there. If I had a nickel, one nickel, for every time I heard a sailor say that I was gonna be a Marine, I was gonna join the Marine Corps, but there's always that but in there. But if I had a nickel for every time I heard that story, man, I wouldn't be broke and living in the province. I'd be living in $1 million mansion in BGC. Yeah, right. Well, that's my trip down memory lane for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Heidi, everybody in the AC already? Huh? Everybody in the AC. What you doing, huh, girl? What you doing? You're a good girl. Yes, you are. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Where's your ball? I don't see it. All right, guys. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. This is Jack, and I'm out.